Confidence is basically the belief in yourself and belief in your abilities. And to be able to perform at your maximum, you have to believe that you can do it. And one thing that makes confidence such a tricky thing is that in anything that you're doing in life, you may have done that thing previously, in which case confidence is built in. I've done that already, so I know that I can do it again. But in a lot of instances, you're having to believe that you can do something that you've never done, so you don't have this logical connection. Confidence is this emotional piece that is so important that you believe you can step out of your comfort zone and do something that maybe you necessarily haven't done before. So your mental state going into anything that you do, whether it's a sport, whether it's a job interview, whether it is just a phone call, an uncomfortable phone call you need to make, how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and how your body is reacting to those thoughts and feelings is going to make up your performance. So confidence is really based on those three elements. We've developed this performance formula. Thoughts plus emotions plus physiology equals performance. So in our performance formula, thoughts is the first one. We start with the mind. So sports psychology, most people think about the mental game and what's going on in your mind, in between the ears, what's going on in your head. So with the thoughts, that can be broken down into a few different ways. First, we can think of thoughts as self-talk. What are you saying to yourself internally? There's an internal dialogue that everyone has from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. In athletics, in high-level performance, in a stressful situation, that self-talk is going to be more intense, it's going to be louder, and sometimes it can get really muddled. And one way to look at self-talk is you've probably seen in the movies, in a cartoon somewhere, you've got an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. And we look at that as positive self-talk and negative self-talk. So this little angel voice is coaching you. You're doing a great job, keep going, I got this, oh, I know how to handle this. Whereas the devil voice, the negative self-talk, that's the critic that's like, are you sure about that? I don't know if you can do it. You're not good enough, they're gonna find you out. There's gotta be this balance between the positive and the negative. And with confidence, the negative self-talk isn't necessarily bad, it's more of a driver. It's more of a, if you didn't have any negative self-talk, it might mean you didn't care what the outcome was going to be. So if there's negative self-talk, if you're getting down on yourself a little bit, if you're seeing the obstacles in the way of your success, that just means you really, really care. So we want to keep that. But when the negative self-talk, when that devil voice gets too loud and starts to take over the conversation, that's when performance is going to go down. Those thoughts, those negative thoughts, is going to foster negative emotions. Those negative emotions will foster a negative physiological state, and your performance is going to trend towards negative. So positive self-talk, the angel voice, if it was only that, if it was only positive thoughts, oh, I got this, oh, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, that might foster overconfidence, in which case your emotional state is going to be too high on the positive side. Your physiological state is going to have this overconfident reaction, and in which case your performance may or may not be good. So we need this balance between positive self-talk, negative self-talk. We refer to it often in sports psychology as winning the self-talk battle, because we want a little negative, we want a little positive, but in the end, positive self-talk has got to win over. And we look at positive self-talk as not only encouraging, and yes, you can do this, but also directional. Positive direction. Here's how I can do something. I need to do this in order to succeed. Positive self-talk also focuses on what's in your control. When you are talking to yourself about things that you have control over. In the end, confidence is feeling like you're in control of a situation. So positive self-talk is going to embrace these positive elements of whatever you're doing. You're looking at potential solutions instead of problems. You're looking at statements instead of questions. Whereas negative self-talk is more focused on you're not good, here's where you messed up, these things are out of your control that are in your way, these obstacles that seem like unattainable goals or immovable objects. When you question yourself, that's considered negative self-talk. So we want this good mix between if you made a mistake or maybe you're feeling a little nervous and you have that little devil voice that says, oh, are you sure you can't do this? Here's this obstacle in your way. And that's fine, because that is elevating you a little bit. That's where the positive self-talk, the angel voice, needs to come in and say, here's how you overcome the obstacle. You got this. You've worked hard for it. Here's your strong points. And here's the here's the reward at the end of it that I really want to attain. So winning the self-talk battle, it starts with awareness. You have to know this is human nature. We talk to ourselves all day long. For most of us, it's a constant battle to win that self-talk battle. Even for someone who's been in sports psychology for 15 years and a coach and a positive person, I still have to win the positive self-talk battle on a day-to-day basis. And so if you are having negative self-talk and it's overcoming you, that's not that bad of a thing. It means you care. But where is the control and how can you win that self-talk battle?